before we even get into this game, sometimes there are OlimoLeagues I get just really sad we can't cast every game for. And I kind of feel like this is one of them. You know, Keen vs. Impact's a great series. I'm really glad we get to see it. But man, True versus Panic, Salvation versus Bono. I don't really know who Bono is because, you know, 7991, whatever. But Gumio versus Alicia as well. I mean, oh, so many good matches going on right now.
It's weird. Apparently, Bono, whoever he is, actually won against Lucira, but walked over versus Armane.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll find out who he is if he beats out Salvation. But ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 underway here in the quarterfinals. It is a best of 3, and spawning here in the top right corner of the map with that loser's pick, it is Keen. See if we can bring this back.
In the bottom position as the red Zerg, it's Axiom's Impact.
Man, Impact just had that game on lockdown. I don't think there's any other way to describe that.
Right. He did. Keen goes for a gas first, which I wanted to bring up. Impact goes for a pool first, which is kind of interesting. We'll see if these builds cross. But yo, you brought up the connects thing. You know what Zoids are, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because there's someone I talked to that's like never seen or heard of Zoids. Anyways, I totally love building those things. They cost a fortune because they're not nearly as popular as Gundams, but dude, totally worth like 80 bucks. And my Liger Zero, man.
I think this thing was like 30. It wasn't quite 80, but it's pretty sick looking. I got an Ogre, he got an Atlas for anyone who knows about Titanfall. But yo, the thing about so we've seen Impact do a lot of these openers, right? This is not exactly the first time we've seen him go for the pool gas. I guess on one hand it works out really nicely because you will be getting that speed out really fast. But whoa, what?
Keen goes for factory before command center. So I thought, you know, we've actually seen people go gas first against Zerg and actually use that to go ahead and get like 3 Reapers, and then another factory in like a normal game, right? So that's kind of what I was expecting. But to go for a factory first, and it looks to be just like for very fast Hellions. I mean, we usually see this for like Lily Kanee and not so much like Korean pro gamers.
Yeah, and by the way, Bono's a motion from Samsung, so. That makes that a little more sense on him playing well.
Bono is a motion.
Ha.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, the fastest Hellions possible. We've actually seen this make the best Zerg players just flub. And it's the only way I could really describe it, right? Like, they they get all sorts of awkward, they suddenly forget how to play this game, I don't know what it is. Get flubber, just start bouncing all over the place. I don't know. Shut up, I get words. Anyways, the point is, this is something I've seen really end games quickly. Not because the game itself ends, but because you get quite a few drone kills just through the unexpected timing of this. I mean, I think what Impact was hoping to do was either hit with a 6 speedling attack himself, or at least be able to deal with the Reapers much earlier than expected. But surprise, lo and behold, it's going to be 2 Hellions coming out as fast as possible.
Yes, and this is actually quite scary. He has dedicated nothing into Lings, but if he does, he's going to have Speedlings just a little bit sooner than normal. Just a tiny bit. You know, instead of 6 minutes, it is 550. 6 Lings are on the way, and 2 Hellions, well, they shouldn't be able to do a whole lot, but we've seen them do a whole lot before. So
nice pull here.
I don't want to say anything. Good
like
target fire right there.
Yeah. Yo, he doesn't have to kill much to make this worthwhile. But the thing is too, like, this is, again, we talked about this, something Terran players are doing more and more, where this is way cheaper than scanning. It's usually pretty effective at getting kills. You actually doesn't get that many though. Three worker kills isn't bad. Like 4 is what you need to really make that evened up. But yeah, that could have and should have been much worse in most scenarios. But Impact did not panic. You know, you don't really see people pull drones correctly into Hellions most of the time, but he always seems to be able to do it.
I think the biggest thing is that when you see 2 Hellions, I think most Zerg reactions is kind of like big deal. So they actually sometimes don't pull, which is actually pretty bad because the lines, sometimes the shots do line up and they do get a lot of kills. But Impact also had that just slightly bit faster speed, so he's going to have control over the map now. Keen has to be very cautious about how he pushes out, even though he still has Hellions. He's not only with Marines. With only 4 Hellions, you know, 30 Lings can swamp them, and well, suddenly you're bad luck. He's going for a Woodamine drop behind this as well.
That's kind of cool. I thought he was just getting the Woodamines because he was a little bit scared. I didn't realize the starport already started making that medevac. So what this also opens up the cool potential too is, of course, elevator play through Hellions, given the right opportunity.
Yeah. He could go for the Woodamine drop. This could just be like a Hellion drop as well. Oh, or both, actually.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you actually just bring everything over here and just ferry it over to the dead space, and suddenly 4 Marines, 2 Widowmines, and 4 Hellions in your main as a Zerg player. You're not going to have a good time. In fact, the Viking clearing up the Overlords is going to help this as well. Sneak around that map.
Oh, Hellbats. Oh, Kane's just all types of dirty.
Yeah, let's see if he's full on mech. I mean, the thing is, this tech lab has got to start tech right away for Stim if he wants to play bio. Otherwise, it's going to be way too late. So I imagine with the fact that he hasn't started it yet, leans more towards this probably going to be mech.
I don't know, but I'm really more worried about Impact going for Spire that is for Keen. I think he's going to defend against whatever Keen can throw on him right now, like, pretty well. He's got the Baneling Nest, you know, just for precautions, and that's all you really need against any sort of Hellbat drop, or attack, rather. And this actually won't get burrowed.
Wow, those both got wrecked.
Yeah, there was an Overseer over there too, so they definitely wouldn't have gotten any shots off.
Like, were those Widowmines on 1 health before they unloaded? Jesus, those went down pretty quick, pretty efficiently. Keen does start up Stim, by the way, so it is going to be bio.
He sees this attack, by the way, runs back his Lings, buys times with Queens, and now, yeah, you gotta figure at this time it's probably going to be Hellbat, so he starts a couple Banelings. He's going to want more, though, I think. He starts a couple more.
Yeah, I like the Dragon drop of the Hellbats directly on top of the army, too.
Yeah, if you can, you know, drop you one at a time on Banelings, obviously very useful, but if they all clump up, not as useful. Not bad.
Yeah, this is a push that normally hits like a good minute earlier. I kind of feel like the potency is lost on this. It's still dangerous and all, but this is far from being like the auto win that we've seen in the past. Yeah,
if Impact was any greedier about going for this 2-base Spire, it would have been pretty deadly. You know, not getting a Baneling Nest would have been a big deal. If he gets this 3rd, that would actually almost be worth it.
Ooh.
And with better control, he may have been able to.
But look at Impact. He already has Banelings heading towards the main. He expected this. This is so... Like, this is why I really enjoy watching Impact. He's such a smart guy. Oh, cleaned up. Not a problem. Minimal drone losses here, too. And this 3rd base has been held, too. He actually has only killed 1 additional worker since that initial Hellion run by.
And all the production was so late that there aren't any Marines right now. And mutas are all in the way.
No, this was so sick out of Impact. Like, I can't stress... I really can't think of a lot of Zerg players off the top of my head who would have already had 3-5 Banelings going back towards the main, anticipating exactly what Keen did. And what Keen did was so common, too. That's what I find so extra cool about this. But, yeah, Marines are not going to get much done. This for them. They're injured. Zerg's already on top of this. It's Baneling there in the worst-case scenario. And as you pointed out, the mutas may be coming, but turrets were placed down. So I still think Impact comes out of this in a much better spot, having defended what was a pretty dedicated attack.
Yeah. The missile turrets were pretty clutch, finished just the mutas went in there. But yeah, I still think Impact is in a better position. He's going to have double upgrades going for him, whereas Keen only had 1 engineering bay behind this attack. He doesn't have a 3rd command center. I gotta figure he's gonna do like a follow-up push with just Marines and Medivacs, and well, maybe a couple Widowmines too, but really not as powerful as you would usually see around 12, 30, 13 minutes. And I think Impact's just gonna crush it.
I love the 2 Marines in that Medevac, by the way. Pretty much get more damage done than the entire attack, full of Hellbats. Contaminate. Ooh, block out the combat shields. This is kind of nice. Yeah, of course, Marines without combat shields, if they stim once, they've only got like 35 health, so Banelings connecting to them is way easier. Circlings dealing damage is way easier. This Contaminate might seem like a small thing, guys, but every second he buys that these Marines don't have combat shields is another fight he can actually take, say, even off of creep.
I wonder if Keen saw that those Banelings have speed, too. Like, it just finished after that scan went away.
No, okay.
He is going for a double drop, but it looks like Impact has already predicted this.
Man, Impact's so good, Zombie Grub.
He is pretty good. Especially in the OlimoLeague. It seems to be his...
Well, no, but I mean, like, just objectively speaking, because what was it, he helped Crank train up for Solar in the 32 Boys 1 Cup group stage as well. I mean, like, this guy, he knows what's up. Now, this drop, triple that it may be, not going to be that deadly. Banelings get some pretty good connects, and the mutas will hunt down these Medevacs. This does kind of open the front door for Keen to storm down the middle of the map.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like coming this deep on creep is almost like, ha, you've fallen into my trap. Now my Banelings can actually connect to you.
Yeah, I would never have seen Keen really doing a whole lot of damage against what Impact had. The only option, you know, it would have had been,
GG.
you know, the perfect scenario. The drops do damage, they take him back.